Well, today's maybe not one for long sermons. In fact, you might say that no day is a day for a long sermon, but that's another point. This is a day for celebration. It's a day for affirmation, and I think we agree on that. Jesus rose from the grave, and that's a cause for celebration. And now we who trust in him, we've got hope. That's the difference, and that's how it's changed. The whole outlook has changed, in fact. And new life in Jesus Christ is not only a theory, it's not only a possibility, but it is a reality. And because of that, because it is a reality, celebration is appropriate. Now, it's important for us to remember at the same time that while Christian experience is precious to us, and we've all known those happy times and those joyful times, those times of blessing, our salvation isn't simply built on our experience, but rests securely on historic facts. Even in today's world, it's very difficult to argue against established facts. When facts are established, people may disagree and dispute with our views on something, with our experience or our belief. But when facts are established, it's very hard to dismiss them. And the vital thrust of Peter's argument here is very clear. They are witnesses to the resurrection. They are witnesses to the fact that Jesus rose again. Each of them, the women who were at the tomb, who met the angel, and then encountered the risen Jesus, the 11 who encountered Jesus as well, and then, as the Bible records, over 500 people at one time saw Jesus. And so Peter, on the day of Pentecost, is in very firm ground here. He preached to the crowd as a witness to the fact of the resurrection, as one who had met and talked and ate with Jesus. And standing with him were the other disciples who had done the same. They also were witnesses. And if these events in any sense were in dispute, then it would have been laughed out of town, their argument at this stage. Well, there are three facts here, three things I think that make this a firm foundation for us. And the first fact is that this was God's plan. This was no mistake. God hadn't planned something different in the end. He wasn't responding to events as we do in our lives, because we don't know what's coming up or what's going to happen or what the outcome is. It isn't like a game of chess for God, where he responds to what the other side do, trying to keep one step ahead and win the game. God handed Jesus over by his deliberate plan and foreknowledge. It was something he had planned. It happened as God determined, and he knew what the outcome was and what it would be even before he sent Jesus. Now, the word there, foreknowledge, is the word that we encounter in English, prognosis, and it's now mainly a medical term where the doctor predicts the course of the disease, telling us what the outcome will be or is likely to be. Now, the people here are still guilty, and that can't be dismissed. So what we find here is, as John Stott said, that simultaneously the purpose of God and the wickedness of the people at the time come together, and it is brought together for this purpose. So they are still guilty of their sin, but Jesus was delivered up by God's plan, deliberate plan, and foreknowledge. And he knew what the outcome would be. Now we're going to just break at that point, and then we'll come back in a minute or two, and we'll look at the other two facts.